Once we get to the 25 base, those are all 1/2 inch. We're going to move to the next size, would be the 30 series. What we know about the 30 series, they're a 3/4 inch base. And again, the general flow maybe from 3 to 12 GPM. Ideal pressure range somewhere maybe 35 to 60 PSI. Now all we've done is gone up one size in the sprinkler. Notice that the size of that sprinkler is slightly larger than the 20. It has bigger capacity, so also a longer throat. So this throat length is longer so that it can traject water a further distance. So we just got a bigger sprinkler, put out more water and shoot the water further. Okay? Now, from that, there's a 40 series. A 40 series still is the 3/4 inch. It has a little bit longer vane yet in it. And we can see size-wise that the 40 series, this 40 series is slightly bigger than this 30 series. And again, the same base, same size down here, but what is increased is this length right in here, this part of the throat of the sprinkler compared to this. You can still put smaller nozzles in them, and again we're probably looking at a flow rate, because they're designed to take more water, we're going to put probably a little bigger nozzles in them, somewhere anywhere from 5 to 20 gallons a minute. A little higher pressure now, 40 to maybe 70 PSI max, and that 70 could be pushing the top end. And again, these are just general ranges. You really have to look at the specific application to know what the pressure is that you're going to desire. Now what happens is, as we put more pressure, or as we put more flow into the nozzle, we need more pressure. So if I'm running a 20-gallon nozzle, I need to be running at the upper range of the pressure. If I'm running this little 5 guy, he needs to be at the lower range of the pressure. If I get the pressure too high on this low gallonage, I start to get atomization. There's too much energy in the water. As it comes out the sprinkler, instead of keeping its integrated stream, it'll just explode. And I'll just have little droplets flying out of the end of it. It'll look like a spray gun instead of a nozzle. Okay? So we don't want it to just atomize coming out of there. We want them to project. But we don't want it to be too low a pressure so that it just sends one big stream out there and lands out on the far edge. We want enough energy so that it breaks pieces off all the way out that stream. And so we're getting droplets falling the entire distance of the throw of the sprinkler. So it's a fine line. The next is the 60 series. They haven't found the 50 yet. And we have a part circle would be a 60 what? 65, sure. And this happens to be a 65. The arm is aimed, this is a very typical sprinkler you would find in a park setting, or a school district, a schoolyard, a cemetery where they're using valve and key sprinklers. They go out, put them in the ground and turn them on, water them for a period of time, and then move them to another site. 24-degree angle on this one. We talked about the stream angle. Maximum range. They're after maximum range. It has the ability for diffusion with a pin. Okay? So we can intercept the stream as it's coming out, drive this pin into it and help diffuse it a little bit. That'll give us more water in close, but it'll also reduce the range that it throws. This also has an interesting piece of apparatus on it. On the end of the arm, it has a water gathering device, so you could put this beside a building or a parking lot, and the water, as this arm hits, that water just doesn't splash sideways. It gets trapped into this tube and shoots down the tube straight. So the water comes in here, pooches out the tube, stays on the grass instead of side splashing into somebody's car or the side of the house or a building or something like that. So that's the reason for that particular appendage on the end of the arm of the sprinkler. And then it has the part circle mechanism, which about triples the price of the sprinkler by the time you put all these goodies on it. Other than that, it's exactly identical, 1-inch base. Again, the 5 designates part circle. Low gallonage on these, maybe as low as 8 gallons a minute, up to 30 gallons a minute, and pressures probably 40 to 80. And again, the ideal ranges are generally in the middle somewhere for these type of sprinklers. You can get 8 gallons a minute out of this 40 series or out of this 30 series. So it wouldn't be maybe the best choice if you're going to run that low gallonage. You probably want to be up in the 20, 25 gallon a minute range for that particular head.